She's half farm pig and half wild pig. So she's got really long legs, really big brown eyes, big long snout. I think she's absolutely gorgeous. But I think pigs are gorgeous. So over here is actually piggy paradise. See if we see any over here. Nope, none there. It is pretty much breakfast time, so... Oh, I see one moving over here. See it?
Oh, yeah.
Little pink one? And a black one. And two black ones. Yes, they're like, breakfast! So those little shacks are heated and air conditioned, so if it's hot out here, they're hanging out in there. You're like, your pigs don't exist. No, they're just hanging out in the air conditioning, because they're very, very smart. Important thing to know about potbelly pigs that you may or may not already know, there is no such thing as a teacup, micro, mini potbelly pigs. They will all get to be between 100 and 300 pounds. That is a swindle. If you see them online, the adorable little baby pigs, they are just babies, and they will get to be between, well, like I said, full size. But we have one here named Rosie, and that's the whole reason she's here. She was sold as a teacup pig. She was itsy bitsy teeny weeny. Thousands of dollars. She came with papers saying she's a teacup pig, and then she grew to be 135 pounds. I don't know what teacup she would fit in at that size. None I have in my home. So that is your public service announcement for the day. Do not buy a teacup pig. So a little history about Best Friends. We were started by a group of friends, obviously animal lovers. They were going into shelters and pulling all the dogs and cats that they could, trying to find homes for them, but those they couldn't find homes for, they were taking into their own homes. So it did get just a little bit crowded. Does anyone have pets currently or has had pets?
Oh, yeah.
So can you relate when I say you get about this much room on your bed?
Yes.
Yeah, I figured you guys could relate to that. I'm lucky if I get my pillow at all. So, they had a small sanctuary near Prescott, Arizona, but they were literally being pushed out. There was no room in their rooms. There was no room on their beds. So in the early 80s, they're like, you guys, come on, we need more land because I'd like to have my bedroom and my bed back. So one of our founders, Francis Mejia, I'm not sure why we're stopping. Bunny, maybe? I don't know what's going on. Why are we all staring over to the left? You guys see? Oh, is that a deer way up there on the cliff? Do you guys see them?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Or, no,
Yeah.
elk. Oh, we never see elk here. That's what we're all staring at.
Oh, yeah, there's a couple.
Deer are very common. Elk, I've never seen here. That looks like it's a dangerous place to walk, doesn't it? Yeah, could be. You definitely see those in Zion, so they've come a long way from Zion to get here. Anyway, 1984, we put a down payment on this property. If you can believe it, it was $300 an acre. Now, if you multiply that times 3,000, that's still a lot of money. But imagine how much it would cost today. A lot more than that, for sure.
Was this the original facility?
Yes. We are the beginnings right here. And all the additional facilities we have are just like spay and neuter clinics and adoption centers. There's no other place this big that's like a sanctuary. So we have around 1,600 animals any given day. Mostly the dogs and cats, but we also have the horses, the pigs, the goats, the sheep, birds, bunnies, and a wildlife rehabilitation center. And before I forget to mention them, and I know I mentioned them earlier, we do have the one donkey and the one mule. They get very hurt feelings if I don't mention them in that part right there. So there we go. Now, we get over 200 applications for admission a month. And obviously we can't take all those animals in. So admission is based on the available space we have at the time and also the quality of life that the founders wanted to provide for each animal. That's probably even more important. Anyone have cats? I know this is the Dogtown tour, but anyone have cats?
Yeah.
Nope.
Yep.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay, so just you and I. So they're a little bit territorial. They like their space. They're not pack animals like dogs are. So we could rescue 40 cats and throw them in this tiny little room together. And yeah, we rescued them but what would their quality of life be in that situation? They'd probably be miserable, they'd be smacking each other around, they'd be peeing everywhere to mark the turf. So that it's not fair to put them in that situation. We know as humans what stress does to our health. Same thing with animals, so we don't want to put them in an overcrowded situation. A few years ago, we started our No More Homeless Pets Network, and that's focused on creating relationships between us and other shelters and rescues. If someone were to call us up from Massachusetts and say, hey, I can't take care of my dog anymore, we would get them in touch with a network partner in Massachusetts, because it's going to be a lot easier for everybody to handle that situation locally than dealing with us all the way across the country. In exchange, we do a lot of things for the network partners. Probably the most important to them is the fundraising. Now, prior to the video you just watched, had anyone ever heard of Strut Your Butt?
Yep.
Oh, cool. I like the yeses. Hopefully the word's getting out more and more each year, because I think we've only done it 2 years now. We raised them over $2 billion. That all goes to the network partners. Right now there's around 1,900, and they're all 501c3 public charities. For the smaller rescues, we're raising them their entire annual operating budgets. And considering it's free to be a network partner with us, you kind of can't beat that deal with a stick, right? So if you guys volunteer with any rescues or shelters back home that might like to be a network partner, maybe don't even know about it, I can give you information on that back at the Welcome Center. Now, who likes dogs?
Oh yeah.
If you don't, you're kind of on the wrong tour, because we are going to Dogtown. We've got 2 different dog areas. We've got Old Dogtown, and that's the area that started it all. Has anyone ever seen the show Dogtown USA?
Yep.
You've seen everything. That's awesome. That's really cool. So that's kind of where most of that show was shot, back in Old Dogtown. And then we have Dogtown Heights, which I like to call the exclusive gated community for the dogs. There really are gates. We'll pass right through them. Give us a buddy. So all the dogs have a different colored collar. We have green, purple, and red. Green means the dog is safe to be handled by everybody, kids and adults. Purple, adults only, and red, think of it like a stop sign, staff only. Now, coming up here on our right is our new clinic. Super high-tech, state-of-the-art lab, x-ray, ultrasound. We have a dental suite, a spay-and-neuter suite, and a specialized surgery suite. Do you see me? Do you see this big orange van? Kind of hard to miss, right? 6 full-time vets, but that's 6 vets for 1,600 animals. So they're kept pretty busy. You see the Dogtown Heights sign on the left with their snooty little noses pointed up in the air? Yep. Pretty cute. Anyway, and the vets also see all the employees' pets. And being animal lovers, working in an animal sanctuary, you might rightfully assume we just could have a pet or 2 between us. Maybe just a couple. We get here, work here, we decide we want to personally save them all. So here's the gates. Is this a dog or an owl? You tell me. I like to call it a dowl, because it's actually both. And they say the owl is watching over Dogtown. Pretty cool. Now, coming up on our left up here, don't know what this golf cart is doing. The dogs love rides on the golf carts, and sometimes you'll see the human driving the golf cart, well, as opposed to the dog driving the golf cart, with a dog running along next to the golf cart. So the golf carts come in very handy. Check out this old friend sign on the left, how they're on canes. That's pretty cute, if you ask me. Now I'm going to show you the fitness center on the right first, and then we'll talk about old friends. Turn your phone on vibrate. I'm just kidding. I don't care. You can surf Facebook. It's fine. Just let me know what's going on Facebook. Over here on the right, can you guys see the orange thing in the window?
Down low, yep.
Yeah, below the sign. That's part of our underwater treadmill, if I'm not mistaken. That's where the human stands. So we do hydrotherapy for the dogs. That's pretty cool. They do it for many things, like after an orthotic surgery or Let's see what else. If they're a senior dog with hip dysplasia or arthritis, and we need to keep them active. You know how if your knee hurts, you're likely to sit on the couch. That's bad for them to do that, so we want to keep them moving. Also, weight loss purposes, of course. Other animals have used it for weight loss, which include a potbelly pig, which had to have been adorable, a mini horse, and one very angry cat. Cats in general, between 7 to 10 pounds. Millie came to us weighing 32 pounds. She's a big girl. If you're on Facebook, she is too. Millie Moo Moo. Check her out. She's adorable. So this is Old Friends. We consider senior dogs to be 8 and over. Sometimes we will mix it up a little bit, like Lava, the brown dog right next to us on the right. She came in at 3 years old, and we intentionally put her in with Lincoln, the black dog, who is a senior, because she came in basically feral, had no idea how to be a dog, or that humans weren't evil and cruel. So that's why we put her at Old Friends at 3 years old. Anybody happen to notice the names on the buildings? Homer and Dolores. Most of the buildings and streets are named after the animals, of course, but those are longtime volunteers who came out here and said, what is taking you guys so long to build Dogtown Heights? We said, we don't have the money. They said, if you raise half, we'll give you half. So they wrote us a check for $500,000. So if anyone on the van would like their name on a building, ... This could be the Mindy.
Yeah.
You just never know.
Well, I have plans if I win the lottery.
Okay,
Yes.
there you go. Now, you might have seen from that one dog, usually Shiloh will come out and bark at the orange tour van. This is the home of the little dogs. Don't need more space because they're little. They also get adopted much quicker than the medium to large dogs. Everyone familiar with the Victory dogs?
No.
Yeah?
No.
Oh, the dogs from the football players fighting
Oh,
ring?
Michael Vick.
Yeah, we don't like to say his name.
Oh, I see.
Organized protests in Pittsburgh anytime a home Steeler game played.
High five.
I was there.
Well, did you sign the petition? He's trying to get back on the Falcons for one day so he can retire as a Falcon.
Yeah, it was so.
Yeah, there's a petition. I signed it. Anyway, these are the two buildings where they lived. Every single one was slated to be euthanized. Every single one. Until best friend stepped in and said, nope, every dog is an individual. There are awesome pit bulls and mean poodles. So they deserve to be judged by their temperament, not their breed. We got 22 of the most aggressive. They weren't aggressive. They were terrified. They didn't want to be fighters. They just wanted to be loved like any other dog. We got 13 adopted. We still have 4. 2 of those are still working towards their canine good citizenship, and until they pass that series of tests, they're not eligible for adoption. Personally, I think they're failing the test on purpose. This has been their home since 2008, and they are spoiled rotten. The buildings that we passed, the one on the left, that's where the 2 are still living, and they have office time with the managers every single day, so they're really only in there at night. I mean, when it's, let's see, St. Patrick's Day was the last one I remember. They posted pictures of them on Facebook wearing a green bowler hat and a green bow tie. So when I tell you they're spoiled, I mean it. They're extremely intelligent dogs. It's a series of 10 tests they have to pass in a row, as in they can't pass 2 today, 2 tomorrow, 4 the next day. They have to do all 10 at the same time. And they get to about the 4th one and go, I'm good.
What are the tests that they have to follow?
I'm not sure what the tests are, to be honest, but like all of these tour vans are named after the Victory dogs. This is Ellen. So everyone, if you see that sign right there on the window, they all had to pass that test in order to get adopted. And Meryl is still here. Meryl is the one that was court mandated to never be adopted. She was a little human aggressive when we first got her, and that's why. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, she was one of his prize fighters. So that's why the judge said it's too big of a risk. Now, once she got here and settled down and realized we weren't going to hurt her, take advantage of her, she became like the sweetest dog in the world and was so good with other dogs. They used her to train like shy dogs and that kind of thing. So none of them were aggressive. They're all really, really sweet.
She's still here.
So we have a class for that. So if you volunteer in dogs, you can do the puppy socialization class. And then you don't have to be with puppies all day. You can go to your dogs if you want to, because the class is only about an hour. I'm probably going to tell you some stuff they're going to end up repeating, so sorry for the repeat information, but very critical socialization period between about 6 weeks to 16 weeks. They don't get socialized during that time. They could be fearful or shy dogs, and that's going to make them harder to get adopted. So that is where we use, abuse, and torture the volunteers and force them to play with our puppies. Really tough gig. And we almost have to pay people to do it. So they'll go in that room, and the rule is when we do get to meet some puppies, if they jump up on you, we just ignore them. Because we consider that a negative behavior. It might be cute now when they're this big, when they're 100 pounds and knocking you over, it's not quite so cute. So we just ignore them, and then they realize, I didn't get the attention I deserve, what did I do wrong? And then if you sit on the floor or on the couch, you're free game. They can jump all over you, they can eat your hair. They've done that to me many times. I have hair about the hair. I couldn't eat it now. They'll chew your shoelaces, they'll chew your shoes, they'll chew your camera strap.
Okay.
Warning you in advance. So when we go in there, just keep that in mind. Now this room, if you can see, is kind of set up like a kitchen. So it has a microwave, a blender, toaster, refrigerator, all kinds of things they're going to see in a home. It's very important for us when we get them to try to expose them to everything they are going to see in a home, so they don't go into a home and hear a dishwasher for the first time. What the heck is that? In that closet, there's a vacuum cleaner. That'd probably be a really good thing to expose kittens to. Get a little bit more scared of puppies. And what they'll do first is they'll put the vacuum cleaner out and not run it, just kind of move it around the room. And if the puppies are curious and come up to it and aren't scared of it, they give them treats. So they start to see, this is a good thing. This vacuum cleaner is not evil. I'm getting yummy treats right now. And then if they, once they get used to that, then they'll plug it in and turn it all on. And same thing. So again, that way they've been exposed to these things at some point. Also in the magical closet, they have a wheelchair, crutches, a skateboard. There's a video on our website of puppies riding a skateboard, 2 paws on it and pushing off with the other. It's absolutely adorable. Try to find that. It's really cute. There's a mop in there, but that's mostly to mop up the pee. But when I did it the other day, I chased them with the mop head, so I got accustomed to a mop. So there's all kinds of things in there. Helmets. Really important for us to have all kinds of volunteers. A tall person, a short person, someone wearing a hat, someone wearing sunglasses, someone bald, someone with crazy hair, beard, mustache, tattoos. So the first time they go and get picked up by their new owner, and it's a big, tough biker guy, they're not like, holy crap! So I've pretty much done your whole spiel.
Sorry, I didn't understand right there. I didn't see you guys walking by.
I am small.
That's true.
I'm easy to miss.
Awesome. Alright, welcome puppies. My name is Dan Allen, the caregiver here. Cassie, we've already told you, but we take in over 300 puppies a year that come in through puppies, which is a lot of controlled chaos. We do get most of our puppies from the reservations. We work with network partners who come out and or go out and have relationships with people out there, and that's how we get our puppies. Admissions is where they go first for their 2-week quarantine. We quarantine them for parvo, distemper, worms, skin infections. Puppies are gross. I mean, there's no way around it. Puppies are gross. And so we want to make sure they're healthy before we send them home. Puppy preschool is where we socialize them. I'm telling you about the feeders. It's very important that we socialize our puppies to everything you can think of. So all sorts of people, all types of, no hair, lots of hair, big, little kids, men, women, pretty much anything you can think of, we want to expose them to. We do have the puppy socialization classes. You have to be volunteering in puppies, but you don't, or Dogtown, but you don't have to volunteer in puppies. So you can come to socialization class, sign up at Dogtown headquarters, do your class, and then go elsewhere to volunteer. So it's really fun. Is there anything I missed that you did documents?
I think I explained this whole room.
Nice.
And we want to get them accustomed to all that stuff so they don't get